Should the New York Jets be interested in Byron Leftwich now that he was fired as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive coordinator? Let's discuss. Hey guys, what's going on? I am Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I'll be discussing Byron Leftwich and if his name should be added to the list for the New York Jets. Before we get started today, I just want to mention follow on socials at Matt O'Leary NY. New episode of the Just Jets podcast drops tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And today's episode is brought to you by BUSR. Sign up for the official sportsbook of Matt O'Leary NY at busr.com/Matt. They have a ton of great lines for these games coming up for the wild card. Wild card weekend just passed. We did some gambling there for wild card weekend. We have the divisional round coming up, so get in on the action before the divisional round comes so that you too can get in on the fun. Okay, so Byron Leftwich has been the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive coordinator since 2019. And over that time, he had a lot of success with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but obviously they kind of took a step back this year in 2022. And we're going to just talk about overall what he's done, why he would be interesting, and why there are some potential red flags as well. So here's how his offenses have ranked over the last 4 years. In yards, 3rd, 7th, 2nd, 15th. And in points, 3rd, 2nd, and 25th. Now, obviously, the last 3 years has been with Tom Brady. So with Tom Brady, you have 7th, 2nd, and 15th in yards, 3rd, 2nd, and 25th in points. But honestly, arguably one of his most impressive things that he's done is put up production with Jameis Winston throwing 30 interceptions in 2019. That offense still was 3rd in yards and 3rd in points. And now I know we're going to say, well, Bruce Arians was also there. Bruce Arians wasn't the one calling the plays. It was Byron Leftwich over the time. So obviously the question is going to be, can he have success away from Bruce? Because this past year didn't go great with the numbers, as they were 25th in terms of points and 15th in terms of yards. How much of that has to do with the circumstances? And I know Todd Bowles isn't, calling plays, but Bowles as a head coach versus Arians, big difference there. But also just a ton of things happened to this roster and this team before this season. First, Tom Brady retires. They think, okay, you're moving on from Tom Brady. Then Tom Brady comes back. Okay, we got that straightened out. Gronk retires and never comes back, so Rob Gronkowski out. Ali Marpet retires, elite level guard. Ryan Jensen's injured and misses pretty much the entire season. He came back for the playoffs somehow. He came back and played just 5 months after an ACL injury. That's wild. You had AB quit on the team at the end of last season. So a guy who they were, having on their roster and who had a nice role on that team and obviously had a little bit of a connection with Brady, just goes AWOL and quits at the end of the year. They couldn't get the run game going at all. I mean, Leonard Fournette just looks washed at this point. They were trying to lean on some of their younger running backs, and that wasn't really working either. So I understand some of the criticism or skepticism, maybe is the better word, for Byron Leftwich, because a lot of people are going to say it's circumstantial success with having Tom Brady and Bruce Arians there. And he was just, kind of gift wrapped that position, and that's great. But I also don't think it's necessarily fair to discredit what he did, one, with that offense with Tom Brady, but then also number two, and arguably his biggest success is what he did with Jameis Winston in his first year. And in 2018, he stayed on with the Cardinals when Wilkes took over as the head coach. Things went off the rails that year with Rosen. Obviously, we know Rosen is one of a massive bust as he was taken in the first round of that Darnold draft in 2018, and they would move on from him after 1 year, reset. They were abysmal offensively this year, but it's kind of like the chicken or the egg debate. Were they abysmal because of the generational bust Josh Rosen, or were they abysmal because of Byron Leftwich? I'm going to lean on the Rosen train was the reason for their struggles, but Leftwich is an interesting one. I would rather him than a lot of other guys that are coming on that list, because at least he's had proven success as a play caller. That's really what I want to see. I want the Jets to hire someone who has had proven success as an offensive play caller in the NFL. I don't necessarily want to hire a first-time play caller. I don't necessarily want to hire someone who has a bunch of question marks, has never done it before, hasn't had the proven success at the NFL level, whatever it is. Give me something that's a little bit safer. And at least, as I said, with Leftwich, he's proven that he could do it. Let me know down below in the comments what your take is on Byron Leftwich. Do you think the Jets should be in on him? Let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am Matt O'Leary, and I will talk to you next time.